Today is in a very exciting day. We got a live stream from a Chinese Azure Lane today for the third anniversary, and I gotta say, this one right here, it probably blows out any other live stream they could possibly give to this game. At least from how I see it from my point of view. This update brought in a lot of changes, and there's a lot of changes I want to talk probably in upcoming videos. But for this video, I'm gonna cut things short because there's too many things to talk about. I'm gonna keep things simple though with stuff I want to talk about in the game or like this stream specifically. But I'm gonna start off with this one, the guild updates, because the guild updates is pretty huge. It is pretty damn huge. So I'm using a link right here. I posted in the description. You can watch it for whatever. And I think about the 42 minute mark is when they talk about live streams. So I'll go over specifically these updates, what I think about them, and if it's something I personally think is good. Oh god, something in my throat, my bad. Alright, so the first one is the guild lobby. Now this update I thought was very good. It was something I was I want in the game for a while. Basically, it's kind of like a Girls Frontline Arknight style of guild hallway, dorm, whatever you want to call it. Where I think well specifically what I wanted was your main secretary shows up in the guild hall, and it shows all the members. So let's say there's 38 cap for members. And let's say your main secretary is like, I don't know, Laffy. Then it'll show Laffy right there. And then it'll show your name below or above. In this case, it shows your name above. So even though you don't get to interact with your secretary, it shows that they have this like neat little feature in the background. So you and your guild mates can share like a dorm hall and just goof off and whatnot. Even though you can't do much to it, it's just a nice little feature to have in the background. Gives more life to the guild itself. Brings more aspects to the guild thing, the guild hall, I guess. So something I very wanted in the game. Very good indeed. And let's see what else is on here. The fleet tech. Let me see this right here. Fleet tech. All right, so this is probably one of the big ones right here. This is probably gonna come from like the guild raids or whatever you want to call it. I think it's called like guild campaign, but I think I'm gonna call it raids for the time being. It gives a lot of quality of life, dock space expansion, gear space expansion, oil capacity, oil coin capacity, more members to the guild. I think is one of them as well, and I think the last one is like cat reroll discounts or something. I'm not sure. It gives a lot of quality of life and like updates to your current account, which I think is pretty good. Now, I'm gonna talk about this later, but it adds like a guild. It changed up how guilds work now, because I don't know about the other servers like Japan and China, but in EN server, most of us hang out in dead guilds. Whether we like it or not, most of us hang out in dead guilds, which is perfectly fine. Don't get me wrong. I love hanging out in my dead guild. I say it sarcastically, but I really mean it. Now, this feature, well, I gotta talk about the guild stuff specifically, but the guild raids has multiple difficulties. Now this is what I want for 4 fleet content, and they kind of add this like easy, normal, and hard. This is what I wanted, and this is what I talked about like way back ago in one of my other commanders chat. The easy, normal, hard difficulty one. Now I'm worried because now people are gonna start funneling members into one guild. So let's take Abra for example. I'm in Abra. People hung out in dead guilds, like probably 4-10 people or less. Now with this update, people are gonna leave their guild. The people are gonna kick out members from their current guild and add new people in. Now that could be a bad thing, that could be a good thing. It depends on how you look at it. The good thing is now there's reason to use guilds, right? Now there's a feature, you can do stuff in it. There's more depth to the game as a guild. There you need members, and members participate. Members get free loot, well, like not loot, but like upgrades, like the ones I talked about earlier, the dock space, the gear space, cat reroll discount, etc. You get all these features for being in a guild that clears stuff that's relatively like easy. Well, I'm gonna assume it's kind of easy, not like too difficult, right? I'm gonna assume it's clearable, even on the hardest difficulty. Now, what I don't like about this is now it add a little bit of competitiveness into the game. Now, I don't personally mind because I'm used to doing like competitive sweatiness in games, right? So it's nothing new to me. I just how do I explain it? Basically, it's like now there's reasons to like play the game at a higher, like you have to give more attention to the game, give more focus depending on how hard this content is to the game. So now you have to go like, all right, well, I'm probably not going to be successful in my current guild. It's time to hop to another one, right? Oh, but what if I like hang out with my level 40, level 50 commander friends? Well, now I have to decide: do I want to stick here and just chat with them if you are chatting with them, or do I want to hop to another guild that is active and is doing these raids a lot? It's a weird ground for me at least, because if you guys have noticed already, I've started recruiting for my guild, and I was happy with it before, but now it's like, okay, well, now we got a problem here. Now we gotta start recruiting people, otherwise we may struggle. I'm not sure. We may struggle with this kind of content, so we gotta get that sorted out. But I do like this feature of like adding guild raids, more incentives for guilds. It's good. I'm just worried because Azure Lane is built to be like a casual game, collectors, waifus game, right? And that's fine. But now it's like, all right, well, now we have guilds, and now we have guild raids, and now we have to join an active guild to get these things done. At least how these raids work, because these raids is 8 to 20 people. So a minimum of 8 people. And I'm going to assume that with less people, it's a lot harder to get done. It's still possible, just a lot harder. So I'm not sure on that how that's going to work. It seems fun though. I'm down to try it. Honestly, I think it's great because as well, I'll talk about this later because it's another bullet point I'll talk about in this map or whatever. But it is pretty darn good. It gives rewards. I'm gonna assume this is like the highest one. I think it's the highest tier one. Purple and purple loot boxes, gear boxes, purple plates, and these tokens or whatever. I assume these tokens are like contributions, I guess, for your guild or whatever. I'm so close to saying crew every single time because I'm so used to talking about Grand Blue stuff. So these have stages as well. Oh, that's interesting. The stages part, very good. I like having like multiple like stages in one map. It's just not just one simple map. I'm gonna assume it's similar to like. I'm gonna assume it's like you take like it's not real time. I'm assuming just like you open it, you start up the mission, and it's like it's up there for like X amount of time. So let's say like 24 hours, and then those members can just do whatever they want for like 24 hours, just finish up their part, and then they're done for that specific day or whatever. Not sure how they're gonna do that, but it seems very very interesting on that part. There are sirens. I think the sirens is for this guild raids, maybe, or it's for the 4 fleet stuff. I'm not sure, but that's for another topic. There is individual contribution. I think this is pretty neat, honestly. Like it may be kind of sweaty. I'm used to Grand Blue Fantasy Racing, where you gotta score honor as much as possible to like to outperform everyone. But this feature looks pretty good. I'm down for like flexing in my guild. That seems always fun. And then you have this is like your total progression or whatever for the guild. This seems interesting. Very very interesting. So I'm assuming like this person is doing more than this person, but it caps at a certain amount. So my concern is like, let's say each member can make like 1,000 points by himself. So that means you can't do much. You have to depend on your other guildmates to do just as well as you do, right? Or to clear. That's my biggest concern. So I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. I hope that we can like somewhat carry because if they limit the amount of tokens we can get, so let's say the cap is 20,000 in this case, right? Let's say one player can bring in 1,000 points, no matter how hard they go. 1,000 points is the capacity. So that means, let's say you have some weaker members, they do like 400 or 500. How is that gonna work? I'm not sure, because I kind of want to have max rewards, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It seems like a weird issue for me. But that's just the guild updates. I think it's a nice feature. They added a lot to it. Actually, they did a great job changing up how guilds work, and they like 10 out of 10. Great work. It's just I'm worried about the mindset it's gonna bring to the gaming community, because most of us, we just grind, collect, shit post some loots and stuff like that. But now we have like, well, we can still do that, but now it's like, all right, well, guild raids are coming out. Do I want to stick in this guild? Should I join a better one? Should I kick out my guild members and get some better ones to join? What's the mindset here? Because I want this game to still be like fluff, right? For the most part. I don't want it to be like the next esports Azure lane, everyone stack up the best guilds and stuff. And if they add like a guild ladder as well, like you guys know how there's point ladders for events, that's gonna be even more sweaty. I really hope they don't do that. Like there's a ladder for in-game, like for the in-guild, like in-house guild for like members. But please, for the love of God, I don't want them to show one for like all guilds, because that's gonna be very, very sweaty. You're gonna see like all the top guilds be like racing, 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 racing. Ooh, it's gonna, I don't know, man. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be something else. But who knows? That's just the one of the updates I want to talk about. There's a lot. There's still like new factions, 4th Fleet content stuff, quality of life things. So this is just the first part I want to talk about. This is the guild stuff. Very interested in it. Just worried about the mindset that it's gonna bring into like other players with the esports stuff. I want to get all the best players in one guild, stuff like that. It's gonna be kind of weird, and not to mention, like, if you're also like in a lower population server, like for example Lexington, maybe a Moggy, it's gonna be worrisome, because now it's like, well, now I have to join a guild to do these kind of things, but probably there's not many guilds that are like out there, because my server isn't as populated as say like San Diego or Avera. So that's also like a problem that they have to look into too, and they have to look into as well. And if they do something like a server transfer, well, if you're gonna server transfer, everyone is just gonna funnel into like 1 or 2 servers, and then you have like 1 or 2 dead servers. That's also very, very bad. So that's why they released this content for Japanese and Chinese servers, which probably has like a lot of players, way more than the EN servers. But the EN, like, we have a good amount of player base. I'm just worried that like there's some people that are gonna be struggling to get into like a decent guild and whatnot, that wants to be in one. So yeah, those are a lot of things to consider. There's a lot of positivity coming into the game with this guild update, but there also may be some downsides that they should really look into, like server population, how people have to choose between either like being in a guild with their friends or being in a guild that are like esports players, stuff like that. A lot of things. But let me know what you guys think. This is just the first part. I'm pretty sure I missed a lot of points. I was talking about this topic quite a lot actually in my live stream today. But I want to hear everyone's opinions. This is a topic I really want to talk about, because this live stream has been very, very good. It got me very pumped for the game. It brought new life to me that I didn't know I had for this game. It is very, very good. So let me know what you guys think. I will read it. I will try to respond. And yeah, I will see you guys probably tomorrow when I update another video.